In today's video, we are checking out this very cool mute from Balu Musik. Plus, we are doing a shop visit. What's going on, everyone? My name is Josh Rzepka, and today is Mute Monday. If you're new around here, welcome. Mute Monday is a weekly series where I discuss and demonstrate different trumpet mutes. Today, I'm really very excited to have this mute from Balu Musik. Ion Balu, he creates incredible mutes. He is a French horn master, and he started with French horn mutes as a French horn player, and then he branched out, and now he's making for the trumpet, for the trombone, for tuba. For all brass, he's making these awesome mutes, and they are made just north of me in Chicago. They are made in Skoki, Illinois, and I had the great opportunity this past week to visit the shop to see everything he's got, how it's made, and he has the world's largest mute. It's over 7 feet tall, so you've got to see that. So today's video is going to be broken down into a couple parts. First is the intro right now, where I'm going to discuss this mute a little bit. Then we're going to do the shop visit, and right after that I will demonstrate and play this mute for you so you can hear what it's all about. Alright, so this mute, these are handmade, as I mentioned, and this is a very light mute. It weighs just a little bit over 50 grams. And it is made out of like a veneer, and you know, he doesn't give away all of his secrets, but he's got some different processes that he uses in order to create this mute. It's kind of like a soft mute. It's like a straight mute, but it is on the softer side. It's not like your metal, you know, your aluminum, copper, brass straight mute that's just really loud and piercing and cuts through the orchestra. This mute is a favorite of many trumpet players who are playing the Legend or you know, other pieces of music, solo parts or orchestral parts, where you need a beautiful, nice sound that plays great, really soft, and you know, it's not too bright. It just has got a beautiful, even tone, and you'll hear this throughout all of the registers. I've got to say, it plays really well, so I'm excited to be playing this for you. Now, check this out, nice up and close. It is just a beautiful mute, and you'll hear as he discusses, this mute comes in multiple different finishes. So there are different colors and finishes that you can get with this mute. However, the material is the same. It is the same wood. It's just a different stain on the outside. So it is purely superficial. It doesn't affect the sound. But I did have an opportunity to play a couple different ones of these, and they all sound very similar. He's got great consistency with his manufacturing process. And I do have to add a very big thank you to Balu Musik for giving me this mute so I could review it and include it in this video. Now, you're also going to hear him discuss a couple different aspects of this mute. One of them is the cork, and this is a two-part cork. You can see up close here, there are two layers to the cork, and that really keeps it inside of the bell. It lets it kind of squish inside there and hold its place. It doesn't fall out. And this was something that he developed because trumpet players are putting mutes in the bells and they were falling out. So really great how he came up with that. And also just the finish on these mutes, beautiful. And I really love the shape, how this mute is. It's got a nice big open resonant chamber on the bottom there, which is a bit bigger than a standard straight mute might be. So that really just helps give a nice full resonant sound, and because of the lightness of the mute and because of how thin it is, it's not that bright, and it is really just wonderful for playing very soft. Alright, so let's check out this shop and see what it is all about.
Hello everyone, I'm Ion Balu of Balu Musik, and thank you for coming to see us today. Thank you, Josh, for doing this. Welcome to Balu Musik. We are in Skoki, just a little bit north of Chicago, and we are very specialized in French horn. However, we do trumpets, tubas, euphonium, Wagner tubas, and a lot of other stuff. So let's show you guys around a little bit. So here we have like the biggest mute in the world. It's 7/7 and 7/8, and we take these to exhibits. It's like a great draw for exhibits. It's exactly built on scale like our famous French horn mutes, and it was very challenging to make it, but totally worth it. It's a shell that opens in two. And we actually, whenever we go to exhibits, we stack horns inside, and that's how we maximize the space. Some horns here, we're doing like very high-end horns. We import some horns. I make custom horns, some cases. Mutes, these are the French horn mutes that they are like in different stages. There are many steps into making a mute. For the French horn, there is like 46 different steps, and that's just a lot. I have not counted the trumpet mutes, how many steps, but it's probably a little bit over 30 steps to make a trumpet mute. So let me tell you guys a little bit about our zombie horn. This is the zombie apocalypse horn, and horn players are a little bit traditional when it comes to finishes. However, I like trumpet players a lot because you guys really let go on finishes, and every time when I go at the NAMM show or somewhere, you see all these beautiful trumpets, different finishes, wild finishes, and everybody's like, yeah man, let's do this. And then you go in the horn world and they're like, what is this? Well, this is the zombie horn. Let me show you guys. So this is, the metal actually is yellow brass, and you use different acids to give different tone colors. And this is just extraordinary. It was a lot of work. The blood there, which is fake blood, is actually nail polish. And this took about a week to do. I had my friend and employee back in Memphis who I gave him, his name is Nick. I gave Nayak, I gave him complete artistical freedom into do this. I sprayed actually 2 coats of epoxy lacquer once I finish it, because this horn is not for sale, this is like a collectible. And this epoxy then was baked, and when you bake epoxy, it becomes a very strong finish. All right, so we are in the repair section where this is where I disassemble and we work on. I like to have a very clean environment to work on. This is the Music Medic. This is a machine that checks actually compression on an instrument, and we do this vertical alignment and we do like compression, and it's a very, very helpful machine. Here we have actually Serobend. So the Serobend is very cool. This is what I'm using actually to bend the tubing with. It's a very interesting material to work with, and it took me good 10 years to figure it out. Temperatures, there are many variables when working with this. This is an ultrasonic machine, best machine to have in a shop. It's just very, very efficient. It cleans the instruments. The way it works, it just vibrates, I think at 60, 70,000 vibrations per second, and that explodes, like literally everything just explodes off the metal. Tools. More tools, another working station here. I was working yesterday on a horn that I did not finish. Packing station. It's very important to have an efficient packing situation there. It does not look very clean, whatever. With the peanuts there, it's just very efficient. You pack, you got the tape guns here, boxes. This is just extraordinary place, and you're very, very efficient. More mutes at different stages. We keep them separately. You guys saw in the front how they were more mutes. Those are different stages. Wooden lathe. And more mutes. And mutes, they are like almost finished. So these are our horn mutes. Everybody's using our horn mutes, and when I say everybody's like, dude, like everybody's using the mutes. It's been now almost 20 years, 19 years since we've been making them. I started making this mute. I was playing with Memphis Symphony, and I just did not have money to buy a mute. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a mute. And that's how I made the first mute, and it turned out to be pretty good. All right, guys, so here it is, the trumpet mute. When I played with Memphis Symphony, we used to go after the concerts out to Bosco's. And our principal trumpet, Scott, what up, man? I miss Memphis very much. He was like, do you think you could invent a mute so it doesn't fall off the bell? That's the biggest problem that we all encounter. You know, you just sit there, it's beautiful, it's quiet, the trumpet plays beautifully, and then somehow a mute drops into the concert, and it's like, dude, what's that noise? So that's how I have solved this problem. The trumpet mute has a double layer cork, so it compresses whenever you press. It compresses. So you give it a good twist into the bell, it compresses, and it stays there. When we can actually show this. So when you give it a good twist into the bell, it just stays there. You see what I'm saying? So you can just do this. That way you'll never ever have the problem that we had before. You know, at a concert, it's just not acceptable, but especially in a professional setting, that you just have like a drop of the mute in the middle of the concert. That's just not doable. So our trumpet mutes are made from this veneer, and we reinforce the veneer with some extra materials in the back. The bottom, it's a light wood, and they come in 4 different finishes. Amber, walnut, this one, black onyx, red mahogany, and tiger. 5 finishes. The top is like pretty strong, so if you drop it, it's not gonna bend. And it's again resonant, so this is a trumpet soft mute, but it's actually pretty resonant, and you can play fairly loud on it. So the different finishes, it's exactly the same wood with just different stain on it. It just happened that today we have only walnut. The reason we think our trumpet mutes are very good is because they sound very even in all the registers, up and down. There is no funny notes, and I had to quite often overnight mutes 2 big trumpet players who had to play the Shostakovich piano concerto. You guys have that muted solo there, it goes low in the register. Apparently our mute is the one to do. And quite a few times I had to overnight mutes, and if you look on our website, Balu Musik, with a K, musik.com, and you see the trumpet players, we have some great trumpet players endorsing the mute, and they were just very excited, you know, to play it. The reason we are not so known for our trumpet mutes is because we had absolutely zero time to promote this. I went to a 1 ATG conference, and then usually just like overlapped with something else, and I just did not go there. But we are ready to show you guys our mute, and I think this is very good.
Now that was a fun shop visit. I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed checking out the shop and seeing some of these mutes and everything that he's got to offer over at Balu Musik. Now let's hear how these mutes sound. All right, so you've just heard this awesome mute, and what did you think? Let me know in the comments below. I've got to say, I love this mute. Very impressed with the sound. the evenness, the articulation, the intonation. Just this mute is firing on all cylinders. It is terrific for playing soft, but if you really lean on the gas, if you really play loud, it just gets this beautiful full sound. It doesn't get too bright, and that's a thing with a lot of straight mutes, particularly the metal straight mutes. When you get really loud and you step on the gas, sometimes they get too bright and it's just too much of a metallic sound coming through, and you don't get that with this mute. So this is an excellent mute for solo work, for orchestral work, ensemble work. I would use this in a lot of situations because it is just so versatile. Now, it might not cut through the biggest ensemble in the way that a metal mute would, but that's not why you're going to get this mute. That's not why you're going to use this. You're going to use this for lyrical, beautiful lyrical playing. If you're playing a solo piece, if you're in a quintet maybe, or a quartet, this is just going to be such a great mute. Or if you want to have a nice big full mute sound without being too bright, you may want to check this one out. And again, a very big thank you to Balu Musik for this mute, for the great shop visit. I had a great time, and spoiler alert, we will be back. So there's going to be another video in a couple weeks with another shop visit, so you can check that out. Alright, that's just about it for today. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Thank you guys for taking time to watch this video. Thank you, Josh, for coming to see us. And follow us on social media at Balu Musik on Instagram and on Facebook. Okay, now we're gonna get to the fun part. So I'm gonna make a loop here. Voila. I did. That just went.
First try.
First try, yes. And then I dropped the screwdriver. That's why I like to use the little and very light screwdriver, because when you drop it, it's not gonna dent. Voila.